if you're new here, hi, we're Jazzy and JR, and we're happy to have you. And if you've been here for a while, you know that in our last video of our Pacific Northwest series, our mic decided he needed a break this day. So instead of hearing me jamble on about our plans, here we are. Basically, I'm trying to say we're on a journey from Southern California to the top of Washington and back down the coast of Oregon. We just left Mammoth, and now we're about to meet up with an old friend of mine from middle school in Redding, California, which is somewhere that isn't always on everyone's road trip map, but it definitely should be.
They're known for their ski resort, really.
This is a lake in Whiskeytown National Recreation Area. We grabbed some food in town and then headed straight to the lake about 15 minutes away. I wish we had more footage of the town of Redding, which was absolutely adorable, but we were caught up trying to catch up about the past 10 years of life.
Oh, so you should like, oh my god, I literally watch all of their videos. I think it's so fun.
I'll go to Oklahoma, we'll go say hi.
If you guys have never had these, you are missing out. We just left Trader Joe's, all stocked up for the trip. This is a must-have from the stop.
Now, gas, and then we hit the road, right?
Yep.
And then Burning Falls. Burning Falls is about an hour-and-a-half drive east of Redding and worth every minute. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm just going to let it speak for itself, but on the drive over there's tons of vista points, which is where you can pull over to the side of the road and get a great view. Jared loves these. Once we got here, we packed Ben up in his backpack and started our trek into the park. Oh, and if you haven't officially met Ben yet, he's our wild child on board.
We are going to Burning Falls.
Burning Falls, baby! Real quick, we brought Ben in his backpack thinking that because he was going to stay on our backs and never touch the ground, he'd be fine. But once we got to the bottom of the falls, we were stopped and told that an animal is an animal whether they're on or off of the ground, so we headed straight back up. We just wanted to give a heads up to any future pet travelers that are traveling through that area. For someone who hasn't made it to see Niagara Falls yet, this was one of the coolest places I've experienced. A ton of people clearly frequent this place on the daily, so keep that in mind when you're planning your trip here. Early mornings would probably be your best bet at a more secluded experience. Here we are driving through Shasta, and while we've heard such great things about this area, we were overwhelmed with how many trees were left like this after the recent fires. California has bad wildfires, and Northern California is no exception to that, so here's a little reminder to always be responsible with your fires.
We finally made it up to Oregon. Now we are headed towards Crater Lake. I've never been.
I've never been. I'm excited to see it. But first we had to empty out our toilet. Crater Lake is actually the deepest lake in America, and with water coming from rain and snow, it's not only deep, but it has some of the coldest water too. You can't swim everywhere, but there are some areas where you can take a jump in. We only stayed long enough to enjoy the view, but we did learn that 7,700 years ago, Native Americans actually witnessed the creation of Crater Lake when a violent eruption triggered the collapse of one of the tallest peaks in the whole area. After seeing Crater, we headed 30 minutes north to a smaller place called Diamond Lake. This became one of our favorite spots on our whole trip, and you can see why.
lost.
How much?
I got 45 to 120. Good old Jim Rummy.
You were beating me before.
Yeah, I have to do the dishes.
JR and Benny are in there somewhere. We both agreed this was Ben's favorite campsite too. He never left the window watching the little gophers run around outside.
So far on the trip, we haven't had any place where we stayed and got a view in the morning from the van, so this is pretty cool.
I think Benny likes it too. We fed him and he won't even move.
Yep.
Our mic again decided to take a break on us, so we are on the way to the Umpqua Hot Springs, which I think that's how you pronounce it. This was about 30 minutes away from where we stayed, and again, worth every single minute. Just make sure you download your map before you start the drive, because we lost service somewhere in the middle, and we might have gotten lost quite a few times. Always. Really cool. It took us about 10 minutes to hike up to the hot springs and 3 minutes for one of the pools to open up. The way that these pools work is the higher up on the mountain, the warmer the water. And with this view, there isn't one pool that's a bad place to be. Once we were all done, we packed our stuff up, let the next people enjoy the pool, and headed down to the van. Oh, and Ben made some friends on the way down.
Does Benjamin want to leave the pack?
So we just left, the hot springs. We just left the hot springs and we're on our way to Bend. I think we're gonna stop and have lunch at Deschutes Brewery.
Yes, it's supposed to be a pretty big brewery in Bend. I think it originated in Bend, so this is Deschutes County that we're in right now. So
JR has a family friend who works there, so they kind of told us that it's a little bit about the place, and they just said it was their favorite brewery, so we decided to give it a try. We're only here for a few minutes. We love going to local breweries because it gives you a little bit of that local vibe.
I think it's one of the bigger breweries in Oregon.
Cool. So I'm excited because that means food, and I just looked and they have a couple really cool options that I want to try. So we'll take you there. Benny's excited too. After about a 2-hour drive from the hot springs to Bend and an emergency detour to find a gas station where legally they had to be the ones to fill up the tank for us, we arrived. It's a really cute downtown. Somewhere in between a big city and a small city downtown, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like super small, but it doesn't seem like a big city at all. The glass is so
Okay, I got the Cascade Golden Ale. Super good. Like, exactly how I like it. Light beer, refreshing. She got the hard tea.
It has like a lot of cinnamon in it, and it says it in it. Hibiscus and cinnamon.
Oh, good fried.
Look at that cheese. Obviously, we had to stop at the ice cream place on the way back to the van. I feel like you would like the Dolce de Leche stuff. What else did you get though?
The peanut butter.
Oh, that's you, huh?
Yeah. Right.
That's good. Does that have coffee in it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Does Dolce de Leche have coffee in it? I thought I did all these years, but I guess maybe it doesn't. It is a salted chocolate and I think on the sign it said it was from Theo Chocolate, and on their little register they were selling Theo Chocolate, so I asked. Apparently Theo Chocolate was made in Seattle, and it's really good chocolate. You wanna try mine?
That's good.
I need to put my ice cream pants on. I got my comfy pants on, and Ben still chooses to sit in his little home. We just drove through Mount Hood, Oregon. We are headed to, oh, so bright. Hold on. Woo. Okay, trees. We are headed to Camas, Washington. I think this is where we're gonna leave you in this video. The next couple of days we're kind of taking to work. Hold on. I promise we fix this mic in a little bit, but for now we are basically saying goodbye until our next video. These next few days we're gonna be showing you how we work on the road and keep our full-time jobs. And here's JR just reminding you that if you enjoyed this video at all, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss the next videos of our Pacific Northwest journey. We're going down the Oregon coast into the redwood forest, and we're showing you a little bit of how we work from the road. If not for us, subscribe so you can see a little bit more of Ben. We'll see you next time on the road we're on. Woo! Spicy. Take your ginger shot.